some peace of mind. But TikTok said a gator drove a Jeep through the blinds. Florida man's at it again with fireworks and a goat. And someone married a ghost in a Dollar Tree coat. Hey, what in the Walmart rapture is going on? Aliens dancing in a Waffle House song. Karen's got a taser in the checkout line. And Dr. Oz just adopted birds to fight off crime. Oh, I'm just sitting here scrolling, my jaw on the floor. The internet's a circus and I can't take no more. Yeah, when it's wildin', there's a raccoon in the sink. Someone robbed a Wendy's just to steal a frosty drink. A pastor's gone viral yelling about the end is near, while folks ride hoverboards and wedding gear. Hey, what in the Walmart rapture is this mess? Florida's a movie, but it's filmed in VHS. Someone fed meth to a squirrel named Dave, and now he's in a cage just throwing rave. I'm just
I'm not a good candidate past by Wednesday, and Mr. Mo told me it was Wednesday, so that's also why I thought it was Wednesday, but no, it is in fact Tuesday, February 17th, so it's President's Day through you all.
Okay, let me see if I've got it on the right audio. No. Now it should be on the right audio. In theory, we have got a lot of headlines, a lot of, well, true crime and headlines, and just a lot of shenanigans. So you guys buckle in because there is a bunch of headlines today. Not many of them good, unfortunately. Our first headline, we do have two important passings for pop culture and culture in general. One is Jesse Jackson. And now this just broke early this morning, so we will likely not have a whole lot of actual details or information. But regardless of my feelings toward Reverend Jesse Jackson and whether he ever did, uh, you know, actually help anyone or anything is up for debate independent on who you ask. But I do hope that people, I mean, I know it's impossible in current timeline, but could we just be sad that a family lost someone they loved? Could we possibly wait 5 or 10 minutes before we tell everyone whether we liked or didn't like this guy and just let a family grieve? Now, I know that's crazy talk, but there you go. And good morning, King Bob and Almost Boomercraft and JKD Buck and Jim Delstad. Sorry, my brain is like kind of here. Now, civil rights activist Reverend Jesse Jackson, passed away Tuesday morning at the age of 84. Now, Jackson was a former presidential candidate and passed peacefully, surrounded by his loved ones, as his family said in a statement on Facebook. They said he elevated the voices of the voiceless and left an indelible mark on history. Our father was a servant leader, not only to our family, but to the oppressed, the voiceless, and the overlooked around the world, his family said. We shared him with the world, and in return, the world became a part of our extended family. His unwavering belief in justice, equality, and lifting up millions, we ask you to honor his memory by continuing to fight for the values that he lived by. Now, his cause of death has not been revealed yet. He has been a longtime civil rights leader. He was hospitalized last November in Chicago for progressive supranu- supranuclear palsy. So, a very rare brain disease. With the palsy aspect of it, he might have had uncontrollable tremors, things like that. Not a medicalologist. I know just enough about medical terminology to be completely dangerous. But it does look like this was a long time thing that he had been dealing with for quite a while, or at least knowing about. Now, he was originally diagnosed with Parkinson's disease. However, last April, his PSP condition was confirmed. Now, on November 16th, his family pushed back against inaccurate media reports that said the activist was on a form of life support after he had suffered a significant drop in blood pressure, saying that he was still in stable condition and breathing without the assistance of a ventilator. So, again, I'm glad that he was surrounded by his family and friends. And I do hope that they can have some time to grieve before this becomes, and inevitably is, political. And I am feeling okay today. Uh, like, I wish I could enjoy this psychotically warm weather that we're having, but my body is, because all of the like weirdness in the atmosphere, my body's like, the storm front is coming. The storm front is coming. So, as I said, regardless of my feelings and whether or not I felt that he was an effective bridge between people or not, I do hope that his family and friends are comforting and giving each other support in this time. The more I lose people, no, JKD Buck, I thought it was Wednesday and I was like, "Oh, holy crap. Um, what the hell?" So I was like, "Oh, well, wine mom is winning, so I'll just show a little more cleavage and I'm a wine mom." But it turns out it's Tuesday. I just didn't feel like doing my hair today, but April from Ninja Turtles works for me too, especially the old April. I mean, from the first Ninja Turtles, not Megan Fox the Thumb. In other news, we also had a big loss yesterday. Now, this did break yesterday afternoon. So, Robert Duvall, iconic Godfather and Apocalypse Now actor, has passed away at 95. Now, Robert Duvall, the Oscar-winning actor whose career has spanned 7 decades, has passed away. He was 95. Oh, no problem. Weather is weather. Okay, so I would have to say probably the first one. I am not gonna lie. I had a big old, crush on, Hockey Man. I can't even remember what Casey Jones, which was inappropriate in the main, as he was, like, maybe 40 and I was 12. So, very, very inappropriate. Also, Raphael. If I had to date, interspecies with a Ninja Turtle, I had picked Raphael to be my future Ninja Turtle husband. Um, I don't know why, because he was kind of the biggest dick of the group. I really should have gone for Donatello because he was the smart one. But no, I at 12 years old, women are attracted to bad boys, even if they're turtles. Now, his wife, Luciana Duvall, has confirmed that Robert passed away on February 15th. Yesterday, we said goodbye to my beloved husband, cherished friend, and one of the greatest actors of our time, she wrote on Facebook Monday, adding that the actor had passed away peacefully at his home, surrounded by love and comfort. Sorry. So, just one of those things. The more I lose people close to me, the more I wish that we could all just take a collective moment. And whatever you feel about someone, good, bad, indifferent, if you can't at least say, you know what, didn't watch his movies, I'm sorry his family's dealing with it. If you can't say anything nice, just don't say anything. Could we just go back to that? Oh, I love Secondhand Lions. In honor of that and Secondhand Lions, I am actually doing 2 streams today. So, a little bit of keeping, our watch of the Faust trial is going to be in 2 parts. So, we're gonna have a 10 to 12 and a, what you call it, a 2:30 to whenever o'clock. That way I can spend some time with Mr. Mo so we can get some chores done. No, I was not close to Robert Duvall, to my knowledge. Now, my family claims that we're somewhere related to that chick from Twin Peaks that died, the original Twin Peaks, but I still think that's about as real as my mom telling me I have Cherokee blood in me. So, I don't know how, like, true on the family lore, dictionary that is, but I have been told that we are somehow related to her. I just don't know. Yeah, whoever played Laura Palmer, I don't as I said, um, my mom tried to explain to me that I was part Cherokee, and I'm like, "You don't need a 23 and me to tell you that I am more closely related to Nick's ancestors than Pocahontas." Like, for real, for real. It would always kill me when my mom's like, "You know your grandma was a Cherokee princess?" And I was like, "Yeah, in the Swiss Alps." She was like, "That is not funny." I was like, "It's not funny I can't even go outside in the spring without sunblock. Imma need you to look at my skin tone." So, a big loss, and I will say I love Secondhand Lions. I will go ahead and tell y'all, look, Mofession number 111-12. I have never, to my knowledge, actually sat through Godfather, any of them. Now, I know enough of the cultural touch points to know when Godfather is being referenced, but as for actually sitting down and having watched this movie, no, no, I have never done it. Never watched that. I've never watched Scarface. I have watched Pippi Longstocking enough times to, possibly start my own fan club. But that being said, I have not watched The Godfather, not watched Scarface. They're just not movies that interest me. But I did like Secondhand Lions, so I am glad that he was surrounded by his friends and family and died peacefully. The more I live, the more I kick around in this life. The that's the kind of ending I want. Also, so I did tell Mr. Mo because I felt like this was an important thing to get off my chest for some reason this weekend. I was like, "I want you to know something," and he's like, "Okay." He's, like, sitting there playing his little Shadow Raid Legend dealy thing, and I'm trying to talk, and I was like, "I've thought about it, dear, and I want you to make sure I'll have a list, but I want a 21 deuces salute. I would like, instead of a eulogy, I would like someone to just play one of my videos, and then I will have a list of people that I would like to name and shame and say double deuces. Now it's gonna be long." And he's like, "So you want a 21 deuces salute?" I was like, "Yes, but there will be more than 21 people." And he's like, "Of course there will be." And and he's like so then I said, "Is there anything you really want?" And he's like, "No, I don't care. I'll be dead." And I was like, "With the recycling then." And he's like, "You're an ass." But he was just we were just joking because sometimes I'll just have these random, like, "Oh my gosh, what if I don't ask him this question and then he's in a coma and I really need to know this question or the answer to this question?" Because, I'm the one in charge, which is a terrifying situation for everyone involved. So I'll ask him these, like, really no, no, it's a lot of, like, people I vaguely remember, and then other things, and then famous people that I wish would shut their mouth holes. Well, We have 2 adult people who claim to be parents who should honestly, despite the impossibility with physics and mortality of one to meet Lord Chippy, we do have 2 very evil, very gross headlines that just deserve a Lord Chippy introduction. So, brace yourself. These are not pretty headlines, but they are news of the day. And then we'll go on to, well, more palatable news.
They're our skin, they steal our grace. These monsters wear a human face. No gavel, no badge, no throne, no crown can stop Lord Chippy from burning them down. Justice ain't fast, justice ain't clean. It's a long, sharp road through the in-between. So raise your fists and light your flames. Chippy's coming and he don't play games.
Now, look, y'all, I don't even halfway know what's going on here, but I don't I have been very J.K. Rowling and on this, and I don't at all agree with anything or everything anyone ever says. But I don't give a rat's rah-rah what you do in your own personal time. Don't make it your personality. I don't care who you love, who you don't love. Don't make it your personality, and don't affect children or puppies. I didn't think we'd have to add puppies, but according to these headlines, y'all need Jesus and really clear instructions. Half the time I pull up these headlines and I feel like Moses just coming down from the hill getting 10 simple instructions, and I come back to the world and we've got, golden calves and we're, worshiping Baal. Like, I just left here 5 seconds ago and it was relatively okay. But allegedly a father, though if you can do this to any children, especially your own, I don't know. And trans father Robert Dorgan took the life of his wife and 3 children during a quote unquote family dispute at a crowded Rhode Island hockey arena as both players and fans were seen scrambling to safety. Now, a twisted, allegedly trans father took the life of his wife and 3 children and a family friend in the stands at a high school hockey tournament in Rhode Island on Monday, sending the crowd screaming and fleeing for the exits in panic. Now, 2 people lost their lives immediately, and 3 others are in critical condition right now. So do expect that these numbers might change. Now, those in the hospital, those 3 are in critical condition. Now, this happened around the Pawtucket area, at around 2:30 PM, according to police, who described the incident as a targeted family dispute. Now, the shooter, identified as 56-year-old Robert Dorgan, who also went by Roberta Esposito, uh, shuffled off this mortal coil of his own doing. He died of a self-inflicted freedom seed injection. Now, he was the father of a senior at North Providence High School, one of the 6 schools participating in the co-op games, according to local news. Now, he shot his son's mother and their 3 children, along with a family friend who were all just spectators at the game. Now, I have seen different things from this person's alleged social media. I don't know what's going on, but this is not whatever you're dealing with. This has always been my cardinal thing. Whatever you're dealing with, whatever mental health thing, does not give you the right to take your bullshit and put it on someone else's plate. So I don't care if you're trans, I don't care if you're in the wrong body, I don't care. That doesn't give you the right to be an asshole, and that doesn't give you the right to go take it out and take people's lives. So I don't wanna hear that this guy was a victim. I really, really don't. Now, the mother unfortunately did pass at the scene, and unfortunately, one of the children passed at the hospital, according to local reporting. Again, this might change. I would look if you want more information on this story, since I will be covering The Faust trial, I would look for media, press conferences for this. I'm guessing it's going to be a big investigation. Now, a woman who was seen leaving the Pawtucket Police Department following the rampage told reporters, quote, "My father was the shooter and claimed that he was plagued by mental health issues. He shot my family and he's dead now. He was very sick." Media, could you leave a family alone? I know we want answers, but that's what press conferences are for. Messing with the family is just ugh, it's just gross. Now, a live stream of the hockey match did capture the moment that both spectators and players dove for the door and the floor as approximately 11 gunshots rang out. Now, I'm not sure if that is still okay. Now, I'm not trying to be an asshole, but if this makes you feel good, that makes you feel good, fine, whatever. I'm sure it was weird for your kids to do this, but you cannot tell me that this looks feminine. This is a caricature. Women don't go out like this. I mean, you'll see some of us. I'm just tired. If you wanna be a woman, real women don't go out gussied up like this all the time. Real women are normal. We go out in sweatpants. We don't girl around. Most of us have been single at some point in our life and have functionality. I just don't take my identity, make it into a caricature, and then ask me to feel sorry for you when no one believes that you're a chick. I'm just getting a little bit tired of it. I have no reason to be mean to you. I don't like being rude to people. I don't like being hateful, but I can't I have no time. I don't wanna hear that he was a victim. I don't wanna hear about, if we've got this big mental health thing, then we need to figure out and bring back hospitals. Hospitals don't have to be one flew over the cuckoo's nest. Hospitals don't have to be something restrictive and abusive. But we as a society need to keep people that are unsafe for themselves and others away is one of the primary and, you know, only legitimate functions of government is to keep its citizenry safe. And if you legitimately have an issue with reality, then I say we need to bring them back. We didn't have any plan. We just shut them down and there was no plan. Well, if you thought that was weird, sick, and twisted, well, I've got more for you. Apparently, Eric Swalwell has, well, smexy and sensual poetry. You get dumped by one Chinese honeypot, and then you write some really bad emo poetry, and now you wanna lead our country? No. The answer is no. Now, California gubernatorial hopeful Eric Swalwell once penned a graphic sex-charged college poem boasting of lovers kissing until veins imploded and exploded with blood rolling down our chins. What the hell? No, that's not even oh, what? Why? No, never in my most emo, most, Cynthia oh gosh, Sylvia Plath stage did I ever write about blood being erotic. Like, Anne Rice, if you wanna learn about blood being erotic, she might have done the best job of making vampires into a more erotic sort of thing, but still, ew and no. All I remember is that you farted on live air and you banged Fang Fang. Well, to get those memories out of our mind, uh, this gubernatorial candidate, did write the eyebrow-raising piece when he was 19 years old and enrolled in Campbell University, where he contributed to the literary magazine, The Lyricist, and also penned a column for the student newspaper. Now, the poem titled "Hung Over from Burgundy" describes two partners meeting atop a hotel before having formless and magnificent smexy time in a flurry of limbs and nails. Tell me you don't know what sex is like without telling me you don't know what sex is like. Formless and magnificent. I mean, now I imagine 2 Gumbies in a microwave, which might be magnificent, but ew. While I screamed, she bent her lips to mine. Ugh. No, just for all of our sanity, I'm not gonna go it goes on and and honor. But there you go. If you had Eric Swalwell writing, well, smexy romance, I guess poemography, uh, there you go. I did not have that, but apparently he's a bit of a writer. I say make him governor, California. I mean, at least you'll get really cringy poems out of this. "O California, I have loved thee, but you have turned I from a beautiful maiden to thine own shithole." I don't know, I'm just guessing. I mean, there you go. Uh, and well, we've got another parent that just needs to go by the way of Snake Island, though she's already maybe there allegedly in Minecraft with Satan because she's also shuffled off this mortal coil.
It's a curse, we got a room for the wicked, the cruel and the worst. If you lie, if you cheat, if your soul's made of bile, you're bound for the fangs and the venom in style. Oh, one-way ticket to Snake Island. Oh, let the contents, less cowards and gaslighters go. No anchor, no lifeboat, no tearful goodbyes. Trust isn't uncommon in cold-blooded skies. Back up your friend.
Now, this headline just about broke my heart because look, don't hate your ex more than you love your child. I will never understand parents that rob the world of their children to get back at their ex. But unfortunately, it's happened again. A mother took the life of her daughter before taking her own life in a Las Vegas hotel after missing a cheer competition. Now, again, this is a late breaking story. This was breaking yesterday, so there might be more information. I'm just going with the kind of what we know right now. So there might be updates to this as I always kind of caution you uh, with these early reports that I give you with breaking news stories, do be sure to look back in later to see if there's different information because these stories will be evolving. And I try to give you guys updates, but I'm not always there to catch all of them. A troubled quote unquote dance mom from Utah was embroiled in a messy custody battle with her ex husband and her cheerleader daughter and took both of their lives, so herself and her cheerleader daughter, in a Las Vegas hotel room in a tragic, well, red rum self deletion. Now, this is according to police. This is the information that they have now. The little girl's name was Addie Smith, and she was found alongside her mother, Tawana McKeon, 28, at the Rio Hotel and Casino on Sunday, with an apparent note left after the pair failed to show up for a cheer competition. Now, police confirmed that the mother and daughter were in town for a cheer meet without giving their names or divulging the contents of the note. So, again, that's probably something they're waiting and they're going to have to confirm some of the information in there. Now, Utah Extreme Cheer later announced that the preteen who lived in Salt Lake City had passed away soon after cops made the grim discovery in the hotel room. With the heaviest hearts, we share the devastating news that our sweet athlete Addie has passed away, the cheer team said in a statement. We are completely heartbroken, and no words do the situation justice. She was so beyond loved, and she will always be a part of the UXC family. Now, police believe that the mother took her daughter's life sometime late Saturday before turning the gun on herself. Now, officers and hotel security first went to the mother's and daughter's room around 10:45 Sunday after someone had requested a welfare check. Now, I do wonder why no one heard shots I mean, maybe it was a very small caliber. Maybe they were mistaken as, like, fireworks, but I would still think that in a hotel that's relatively close and a lot of people listening who might know what gunfire sounds like. Now, they did knock several times, but when no one answered, they left. Now, according to authorities, the grim discovery was made several hours later after repeated requests from both family and friends to check the room again. Now, detectives are still investigating the case. It isn't immediately clear if any of the hotel guests heard or reported gunfire. Now, the Post reached out to the police department for additional information but hasn't heard back from them. Now, public records and court documents reviewed by the Post do shed some light on the mother's financial woes, as well as an ugly multi-year custody dispute that she was in with her ex-husband, Brad Smith. Now, the mother had declared Chapter 7 bankruptcy on two different occasions, once in 2017 and then again in 2021, and had at least 3 liens or civil judgments against her. Now, I thought you had to wait 7 years to file bankruptcy. I've never filed it. By the grace of God, I made a bunch of dumb choices, but not that dumb. So I'm not saying, like, I haven't had a bankruptcy, like I'm smart. No, I just haven't screwed up that badly. Now, she also had several criminal offenses on her record, including traffic violations, shoplifting, criminal trespass, and disorderly conduct. All of those were between 2020 and 2025. In 2019, she was found guilty of custodial interference, a Class C misdemeanor, presumably in the connection with their very, very, contentious custody arrangement. Now, after the couple divorced in 2015, the pair spent 9 bitter years fighting for custody of Addie, though the killer mom appeared to retain much of the control over her daughter's custody, at least according to court documents. Under their split custody arrangement, the court played a hand in orchestrating every detail of how the young girl was handed off between the parents and what happened in the respective homes. Now, the couple was ordered to park their cars 5 full spaces apart during custody handovers at Addie's school, and she had to walk between the parents' vehicles herself. So that tells me that there were so many issues of either the mom or the dad. While it is easy to say it was all the mom right now, but people were not, following the rules. So the court had to be so specific. This shows me that there was a parent that wasn't following the rules, and the court got tired because usually the court isn't this specific about custody. Now, at times that school wasn't in session, the parents were ordered to conduct handover outside of a police department. Now, again, that's not something totally unusual, but it does indicate that there's enough strain in the relationship that having the cops nearby might be a good idea on the off chance that things pop off. So, again, this is worrisome, and I do hope that we get more answers, but love your kids more than you hate your ex. I just don't get it. Well, after that, we need a little bit of a palate cleanser. So we have got some weird and ridiculous, some crazy and, well, conspicuous, all of the splendiferous. They are the final form of Jesus. What in the Walmart rapture headlines? We need a bit of a palate cleanser. Let's get to those. And where is it? There it is.
The key-keeped scroll, thou gloaming shrine of thirst traps, scams, and dollar signs. We chant in tones both grim and low, for virtue fled a long time ago. Kyrie eleison, Christe descendat, final form Jesus return in wrath. With 6-pack listening, sword in hand, he cometh swift to cleanse the land.
Please don't be smexual. I pulled this headline, but now I'm terrified given how everything turns out when I pull it and don't read it first. I just learned you can do this with Jello, and I'll never look at a box the same again. God, please don't be something terrible. Food trends come and go, but Jello will outlive us all. In nearly 130 years, Jello hasn't had that much competition because it's gross and is what we call a waste of calories as a dessert. Look, you cannot change my mind, but I think that as a former fat kid, like, I've always been on the spectrum of fluffy, and as a former consumer of all of the fatty fat diabetes food, Jello is such a waste of a dessert. Jello is like what you eat when, like, you're in prison. Look, I hate Jello. If you can't tell, I'm not a fan. Like, certain times I like Jello, but as if I were offered, like, a piece of cake or Jello, never in the history of ever would I pick Jello. Well, how to make Jello glog. Oh, yeah, because no, glog? A hot beverage, a warming fire will warm up any cold day. Unless there's booze in it, this isn't glog. This is warmed Jello? I I don't know. So it's a packet of Jello, any flavor, 3 cups of boiling water, a cinnamon stick, cloves, and an orange slice. Yeah, this is I mean, this is just mulled wine without the wine, and why are you gonna mull wine without wine? I no, I mean, now that I'm reading it though, well, so I think warm Jello is, uh really supposed to be good for your throat. Actually, as someone who talks a lot, I probably should get some Jello and drink it. Um, you know, honestly, I think I've had 1 Jello shot in my life. Uh, I don't know if you guys realize this, but let me kinda do my timeline of my life because I think it'll make sense. So, 21, I was married, but I was trying to be an adult. 22, I had my first kid, still trying to be an adult. And then every year after that, about 2 years every 2 years after that, I would have another child. So I never did the kind of going out, having parties, that kind of thing person. I just kind of had a bunch of kids. So I will say that I've never really had Jello shots. I've had them once, I think, and I think my mom tried to make them. I'm also such a lightweight, that's the other thing. I don't drink all that much, so then when I do drink, I it doesn't take long for me to go to nap time, Mo, pretty much. But there you go. Apparently, you can make warm Jello, and it's good for your sore throat. So apparently this is sort of a thing from certain, communities, making warm Jello when you're sick. So it'll coat your throat. I mean, sounds pretty good. Oh, wow. Hey, Joe, that's awesome. Ooh, a Rush concert? I am jealous. I mean, to be fair, I know I can't do concerts now, but if okay, so if I had a bucket list and I could go see any concert, I'd like to see a more intimate setting with Counting Crows, and there's this new artist, Steven Wilson Jr. that I'd love to see in a more quiet setting, but really loud noises, not my thing. Yeah, Broken Baker, they're trying to give us, wine or glog made out of Jello, which I said was a crime. Like, I'm pretty sure this is not gonna change my feelings on Jello. Well, because it sounds like something my son would do, let's figure out why the six-year-old doesn't wash his hands at school. I'm sure it's a very good reason. like they don't have soap or it's not your problem. Uh, Danny Greenwald's son Teddy didn't wash his hands at school, but don't worry, he had a reason. He's just too handsome. I'm willing to listen to this logic. In a now viral video that she shared on TikTok, the Kansas based mom of three captured the hilarious moment when she asked her 6-year-old son Teddy why he hadn't washed his hands after using the restroom after school. Teddy, didn't someone tell you today you didn't wash your hands because you're too handsome? Or, I'm sorry, no, Teddy, did you tell someone today that you didn't need to wash your hands because you're too handsome? She asks her son sitting in the car. He says, yes, I am too handsome. I mean, there you go. It is an answer. Sounds like something my Farrell would say. Now Greenwald tells people that the minute she walked into the school, she was alerted by a school official about what happened that day with her son, Teddy. As soon as I walked in for pickup, the school's HR coordinator stopped me and said, you have to hear what Teddy did. He was laughing before he could even finish the story. We ended up laughing together because that's exactly who Teddy is. He has a huge personality and loves making people smile. He is the youngest, most feral. Now, the mom of three explains that she wasn't surprised that her son doubled down on his claims, but was a little taken aback at how confident he was in his answers. I wasn't surprised, but I didn't expect him to double down so confidently and that quickly. He was very proud of himself, and honestly, I have no idea where he gets that from. He just has a big personality and really stands by whatever he thinks is funny. When Greenwald asked her son why exactly he didn't wash his hands, Teddy said, he did have a relatively understandable answer. He told me he already had hand sanitizer, so in his mind, he didn't think he needed to. But really, he thought it was just funny and he wanted to make his teacher laugh. Sounds like a mini me. Like there's the correct answer and then there's the funny answer. And the funny answer always wins. That's just how it is. So there you go. Uh, Proof that youngest, most ferals walk among us. You might even be married to one. You might be one. And hopefully you grew up just a little bit so your mom doesn't have all the gray hair. Because when my kids ask me why I'm crazy, I'm going to be able to tell them, well, it's it's you. And finally, I never thought I'd say this, but I'm okay to be a Genlennial. Apparently, Gen Z is skipping the horizontal mambo and doing this instead. Well, it's safe to say that Gen Z, the generation born between 1997 and 2012, well, certainly is health conscious. They're not drinking, they're not having the smexy time. So what are they doing? Well, according to a survey, at least 67% of Gen Zers say that a restful night of sleep is more important than a good smexy time. To which I say, have you ever had a good smexy time? Like, no joke. I mean, it's not the end all be all of a relationship, but have you ever had like a really good, fun smexy time? Because I just think you haven't had one. Because if you did, now the problem is that sex actually is much better when you know, like, and love the person. So that might be like a hookup isn't really like that much fun, but like when you can laugh at a person like in between and go like get a snack. I'm just saying, have you tried it? Pretty fun. I mean, I don't know that I should be the poster person for it, but I do have 6 kids. I mean, it's not like I didn't enjoy the hobby. It was terrible. I done it 6 times and I intend to never do it again. To be fair though, I mean, at this point in my life, it is a toss-up between, like, a full night of sleep, like, I don't get up to use the restroom or covered in night sweats, or a full night of smexy time. Like, it is more of a toss-up now. I'm just gonna tell you that for most of my life, I would forgo sleep. Like, now is the only time where I'd be like, "Sleep? It's even a passing consideration for all the things that millennial and Gen Zers don't have, you know? I lucked out. There you go. Well, apparently they're getting a good night's rest, so when they take over from us, they should be well rested. Won't that be great? And sexually frustrated. I'm sure that that'll work out really, really well. I mean, God save us all. In our "What in the world did Mo find?" today, I came across this and I thought, "Oh my Bob Ross, this is what Mr. Mo deals with every daggone day." I just it um, you know, because okay. So this is what Mr. Mo has to deal with every day on Wednesdays, even my kids, because my kids will come downstairs and they are like, "Who are you? What are you? Why are you dressed up funny?"
Do you like it with the second bang?
I think the wig is enough.
The wig is enough? Yeah,
Yeah.
the wig is, keep it simple?
Yeah, keep it simple.
I'm gonna keep it simple. Yeah, you're right.
The sad thing is I really want the chain wig, not gonna lie, and maybe the dress. Okay, and basically I just want the whole outfit. Let's be realistic. Let's be truthful, Mo. We want the whole outfit. You know, it's like honesty is the first step, and I'm like, I like I like the jacket, and then my therapist is like, "Be honest," and I'm like, "Okay, I would buy the whole thing." Why you always gotta be mean to me and make me be honest? Now, I know I had seen it somewhere, and I'm glad I found it again, but they have wiener dog races at Canterbury Park, which how did I not know about this? This is a sport I could get
Here's
into.
the lineup for heat
Dachshund
number
racing.
one. Number one is Luna.
Who did this? Who
Good luck,
thought of
Luna
this?
and Shelby Ralston. Number two, Timber James.
Oh, he's dapper.
Ladies and gentlemen, number three is Dotson Dashing Immortality. This is a three-legged wiener dog named Ringo.
They did not
Ringo
put a
with
three-legged
three
wiener dog
legs.
out
Don't
there.
doubt
That's
him.
mean.
Number four is Mr. Boss Longbody. And number five, this is Rusty.
Oh, okay.
Hey,
I'm already in love with
Rusty.
Rusty. Rusty doesn't care. He's
Number
got a
six
t-shirt tied around
is
his collar.
Winnie. Aw.
Aw.
Aw. And number seven in Heat One, this one goes by the name of Otis.
Oh no, wait.
My man
Otis.
Otis.
Otis looks like he is just done. He doesn't even want to
Number
be
eight
there.
is Kristen Hurd's Winston.
Oh, I thought he was going to say Amber Heard. I was like, oh no, don't let that dog step on a bee.
And number nine is Vinny.
What in the name of insanity is going on with these numbers?
Rounding out heat number one, here's number 10. She is Millie. That's the lineup for heat number one.
They're already tired by the time they get to the opening box. They've got little legs and a long body. This is
And now the lineup
is
for heat
entrapment.
number two.
okay. No, we're getting to. I don't want to. I want to see the dogs race. That's why I came here. For reasons that are
Dachshunds, Basset Hounds, and Corgis.
go three-legged
And we have
dog.
Corgi racing next week at 1 o'clock.
Corgi racing.
Now, these are non-parimutuel wagering events. However, side bets with family members and friends strongly encouraged. pick your favorite wiener, make a bet with a friend or a family member, and good luck.
I mean, what's a wiener bet between families and friends? Oh, I'm totally taking my family to the wiener dog races. We're all gonna bet on wieners. I'm gonna make them wear a T-shirt that says, "My wife took me out and I had to bet on a wiener." My T-shirt's gonna say, "I made my family go out and bet on wieners." Oh my, this is why I can't get a cricket, you guys. Can you imagine the torture I would do to my family? Like, can you imagine the evil that would come out if I were able to make my own stupid T-shirts at will? I'm totally making Mr. Mo go to this with those T-shirts.
As the owners of the Datsuns in Heat 1, they head to their respective spots at the finish line, then we let them fly.
Fastest wieners on the I need to work on that. That is my one thing that we're organizing my room so I can be more productive and work on merch. Which ween will win? Which dachshund is fastest? Gentlemen, start your dachshunds.
All righty. Get ready for a second to none spectacle, ladies and gentlemen. The wieners are in their spots. Go! Here come the wieners. They shoot out of there straight and strong. Mr. Boss Law.
The wieners shoot out straight and strong. No one's curved into the left. Okay, you guys understand that when I become president, I am getting a bunch of dogs and I'm getting a bunch of dachshunds. And then when the Ayatollah Khomeini comes over or whoever I don't like, I'll be like, release the wieners.
Long body gallops along nicely. Here's Luna and a late charge from Winston. That is one fast wiener. Top 3 advance.
Okay, you know what? The headlines today have been kind of sucky, but who can be mad after learning that, yes, some parts of this timeline just suck absolute donkey dick. But then we also have wiener dog racing with commentary. I mean, it swings and roundabouts. The wieners just straight out of
these precious little puppies. Number 8, Winston, definitely advances. That's the 8, and look at this burst. Holy cow, what a fast wiener. 8-2-1. Winston, Timber James, and
Ringo
Luna.
made it.
We'll see y'all on Labor Day for those big old fat prizes.
All right. Now, may have found another sport that I think I could compete in, even though my nemesis is gravity, but I just don't think that even if I could compete, I would, because I just don't get it. But here you go. Finally, a sport Mo might be able to work with.
Ever see. The sport is called nose pulling, a unique event held at the Native Youth Olympics, where 2 participants sit facing their back to each other with a rope tied around their faces. And the goal is to push as hard as possible to make their opponent tap out. And that's why this is the weirdest sport you'll ever see.
This is what happens when you don't have cable. I mean, yay, but finally a sport I could win at, and I have no desire to play. So sad. Every time you think that, hey, here's a sport I could finally win at. No, of course not. And, well, sadly, me Pearl has not put any more videos up, so who knows? This is in the Native Olympics, so I don't know if that is maybe in Canada or North America. I don't know. I mean, this does look like something you would do after consuming a majority of a bottle of Everclear, so wieners on ice. Yeah, that is great. Well, you guys, I don't know, but I would think that curling would be a lot funner if we used wiener dogs. No, just think about it. Ween curling. Look, we'd get a lot of complaints, but we'd have booties on the dogs so they wouldn't get their little paws cold because that would be mean. Like we like hilarity, but we're not jerks. So we'd put little, boots on the dachshund and we'd let them slide. Heck, my cats do that at the end of our new hardwood floor. Patrick, yes. And let's welcome Mo, our new program director for ESPN The Ocho. Hey, if I get to call dachshund races, I'm down for sound. I am down for sound. And thank you so much, Patrick. I'm trying to get organized, so I have like 7 different boxes with different things in them to try to be like, oh, this is my pens and these are my doodads, and I'm not doing that as well as oddly enough, not chaos is my special place. Now, on a little bit more of a serious note, Mr. Mo will be going up to visit his family. Uh, Basically, we've got some family members that are sick, and they're his family members. So he is taking oldest son up there this weekend to kind of touch base with them and hang out. Uh, that being said, we will probably be pushing back our book club for members until next weekend, just because I will be keeping youngest, most feral, and middle son. And while middle son seems to be good separately, when we combine the forces of feral young son and middle son, we get bickering and chaos. So I will be in charge mostly of keeping the kiddos alive, so we will be not able to do the book club. I intend to have a book club. It will happen, just like the craft channel will happen. It's just that real life thing of, hurry up and wait, or everything's going well and then you have one less thing or the other. So that is kind of what is going on. And then there'll be a couple things coming up. I think on the 21st, I'll be a little bit later. But other than that, that's kind of what's going on. So, just if you are of the persuasion that you do thoughts and prayers, those would be appreciated for Mr. Mo's family. But other than that, we are hanging in there. We are doing this stuff and getting things going. But things might be a little chaotic. So if I do seem a bit like, oh, she said we were going to do this and things changed, or oh, we're doing a night stream and she doesn't do it. It's just because we're trying to figure out a more workable schedule as he does school and I do more of this. So I will see you guys at 10, where we will be finishing up day 1 on the Faust case, going into day 2, and then watching out to see if there are any more questions from the jury. They are in verdict watch and jury deliberations, so we'll be looking out for that. I will be taking a break from 12 to 2 to help Mr. Mo get the bathroom organized. We got a new hamper, so I am going through and throwing out all of the old stuff. And Friday, we have our bougie new cat stand coming in, so I can't wait for the cats to see it and probably ignore it and then jump on my chair still. Knowing my luck, we invested in a really bougie, stable cat tree, and they're gonna ignore it. Knowing my luck, that's just what happens. But, for all the I do like ending the mornings like this, for all the headlines and for all the tragedy, the chaos, the sorrows that I have to report, it's always nice to remember that somewhere in the world there are dachshund races, and somewhere in the world there is, there are Thors and things like that. So as someone who is a news junkie and can feel myself get blackpilled, that is what I would like to remind you today, that, yeah, the news is sometimes craptastical and all the not great. But there are so many stories that don't get the headlines, good things all around us that, just don't get picked up by news. So focus on the good that you can do around yourself and, for the others in your family. And I'll bring you the headlines and then I'll bring you laughs. So have a wonderful day. I do have you guys kicked over for the Faust case. So we will be heading over there at 10. So see you guys then. Bye. Yes, I'm petting you. What? What? Oh no.